So sorry, I cut him off. I just think of Kim Beazley's large frame, and I get all giddy inside. But
why do you like Kim Beazley so
One
much?
second. Welcome to the Friendlyjordies podcast. Thank you for joining us today. Just before the podcast started, we were doing the pre-show, which you can check out if you become a patron.
Yep.
It's always available on Patreon. So, Jordan, you were talking about...
In short, don't be cheap. Pay money.
Yeah. So you were talking about how Albo has become... We were talking about if Albo should be changed or if he should not. The controversial question. And you were saying he's become like a Kim Beazley kind of figure.
I think that the Murdoch press thinks that he's a Kim Beazley-like figure, and I think that Anthony Albanese has a much better strategy than people give him credit for. He's been extremely consistent. These are just the talking points, I suppose. But he's been extremely consistent ever since he got elected, which was to have a small target strategy, which is great because it means that the press have less to hammer him on. Mm-hmm. He's also not taking into account, I guess, Joel Fitzgibbon's point, which is that if the Labor Party remained silent about climate change in the last election, I think he's right. I reckon they could have squeezed out a win because it's really detested in rural Australia.
Makes sense. So Bill Shorten could have been the Prime Minister if he just had remained quiet about climate change.
Or let Labor MPs and candidates run a different campaign, but they were saying be uniform about the message, and that almost cost him his seat and he almost lost it to One Nation as a result.
Really?
But he needed to keep highlighting the point that you will be retrained. This will be like a slow transition. Your job is secure. You will have better jobs. He needed to say all those kinds of things, and he really wasn't given the scope to say that kind of stuff. But when it comes to Albanese, I think that he's really I think out of anyone, all Labor politicians behind closed doors will admit that they understand the propaganda model, but I think that he works within it, and he works within it much better than anybody else. He has accrued very deep friendships with a lot of the journalists in the Canberra Press Gallery, and so I know for a fact that they detest writing negative things about him. That is going to help a lot because he has won one of the psychological battles that need to be won. They'll still get hammered when it comes to the election, but I think that the difference is what's happening is...
Albo's just won, just to interject. Sorry, keep
Labor
going.
leader now
Because of hiccuping Miss Love's little last-minute endorsement. Look at the power that you have. All of these celebrities in Hollywood saying, I'm backing Biden. No one gives a shit. And then you go it gets Miss Love's seal of approval. 80%.
It's true, because Eddie won the poll last time.
Call me Lady Gaga. Anyway, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Continue. You were saying that they understand the propaganda model and they understand what they have to do to play the game.
Yeah, and so I think that he's understood that Labor's best chance is if there is no focus on the Labor Party. Bill Shorten was trying to go for the exact opposite route because it was the style of the time. It was 2016, Bernie Sanders, Jeremy Corbyn were around, and he thought, okay, you can just do a class war. Obviously, that gives the press so much ammunition to attack you, and they will want to attack you because you're sitting there saying, I'm going to make you pay taxes. So they're going to go, no, and throw everything they can at you, which is exactly what happened in 2019. Yeah. But Anthony Albanese, you listen to him, he just says the most unoffensive points that everybody can agree with when he talks about Labor's policies. When he says things like, what we need is to have more investment in the regions. And that's going to be good for everyone. What he's trying to do is copy the Hawke strategy of saying, we are going to allow you to be the oligarchy of Australia. We can just manage things better. That's his way of getting in.
I think it's a good
plan.
I
think that that's much better because what he is actually doing is he's appealing to the oligarchy of Australia. That's how you win. You might not like that, but that is the reality. You can't win against the oligarchy.
Okay, so that's...
Every single time. Like, think about it. Whitlam, the oligarchy approved of him and then very quickly disapproved of him. Hawke Keating, they were just sitting there just being
England,
like a...
When you said the oligarchy? Is that what you mean?
What are you talking about?
It just
Is that
means,
some
like-
kind of brand of canned fish over there? Is
I
it?
didn't know what
It
you
just
meant.
means like the Australian-
garfish.
I thought
It
you
just
meant
means like
these-
the Australian like business oligarchy, the establishment that call the
yeah.
shots behind the scenes.
So just a
like your
vague
Murdochs,
veil of
your
like your imagination. That's what you're saying.
hackers,
My,
your
my
Reinhardt.
conspiracy theory, the fact that Gina Reinhardt has a lot of money and uses it to influence politics.
But I've got a question about that. So like, okay, I understand that solves it from like Labor's end. But don't you think that the oligarchy needs an incentive for them to move away from Scott Morrison? Because Scott Morrison's offering that and a bit more.
Yeah, but I think that yes, I think that Scott Morrison is obviously going to win the next election and it'll be purely to do with COVID. But what Anthony Albanese is constantly highlighting over and over again, if he talks about climate change, he is constantly reinforcing in all of his speeches, everybody from Woodside Petroleum down to all the power generators to farmers, they all want a consistent policy on energy. And we're just talking like he was talking about that kind of stuff.
I think it's a good strategy personally. It works for me.
It's worth a shot, man.
Sensible today.
Reasonable tomorrow.
It
That's-
makes
that's
sense
what's
to
up.
try it out because, like, in 2019, you went the other way and it didn't work out. Let's do it this way and see if it works out.
Let's see. And I think that
won't.
but this is really unfair because COVID happened.
I know, yeah.
And
it
that is all Scott Morrison is going to run on in the next election.
then-
You're not dead, so it worked,
But then also, didn't he just take all of Albo's, all of Labor's, and the union's plans for to tackle
Dude, he
COVID
didn't even,
and
like-
then claim it?
Yeah.
One of the
But I think that he can convince enough members of the oligarchy that we kept the economy somewhat afloat, and Scott Morrison was the one that plunged into a recession with all of his shitty little targeted strategies. But they'll probably sit back there and be like, yeah, but he gave us all of our employees JobKeeper checks. So look,
You really think that's
the
what
Murdoch
comes
press
down
is
to?
going to be on Scott Morrison's side 100%.
Yeah.
But there might be some wiggle room within other factions of the ruling elite. That's that's the whole thing. When you sit there and say, like, he's not appealing to me, you don't matter. He's appealing to the people that actually make the decisions in this country. He's trying to get them to reason, because this is your point that you were talking about last podcast, which is that when there was the Davos meeting, which is the real Bilderberg group of the world, it's the richest corporations and billionaires all coming together to talk about how they're going to carve up the world that year. And
Carve up.
every
That's a
year...
Wikipedia definition. It's true, yeah.
Every year, they're always talking about... I think it was even a couple of years ago, somebody came in there and said, how about we pay more taxes? He was laughed out of the room.
Yeah.
But you go in now, after COVID hit, I think the general room vibe was, fuck, we need to start paying more taxes.
Really?
Guess who the only leader in the developed world was that said anything against that? Scott Morrison. Scott Morrison, I think, hasn't reached the memo yet because he's so self-obsessed. And as Albanese says, always there for the photo op, never there for the follow-up.
It's because he
So I
Hey,
think
think
that,
about it.
so I think that he's just
I-
like in such a cozy position that he doesn't have to think as tactfully as Anthony Albanese is. But it seems like the general sentiment is moving back into that crisis mode that happened during World War II, that happened through the economic shifts and turbulence of the 80s. At least the environment is fertile again for working parties to be competitive.
But then there are people
Because
like,
economic systems are getting worse again.
But
So
then
they
people-
need those managers to come in and actually govern.
It's the same thing as it's the same thing you always say that like when society starts to break down and starts to go to shit, then they're like, oh shit, we need labor into it because they can actually like run the show.
And I truly ascribe to that. Look at every time that Labor has won since World War II. It is because the oligarchy allowed them to win. How did Rudd get in last time? Yes, he had unparalleled media game that is in my new stand-up show. You can get tickets in the areas that I think I can tour in, which is
Canberra?
pretty much just Sydney and Lismore.
Bags Lismore.
And so, but I talk about it in there that he had just a genius media strategy that can't be replicated. And I explain it in the stand-up show. There was that. But there was also the thing that he was running on this platform of, I'm going to be John Howard.
Wait, who?
Kevin Rudd.
Oh.
Kevin Rudd was just constantly assuring people, I'm going to be pretty much exactly the same as John Howard. I'm going to do something about climate change. Small target. Anti-work choices, pro-doing something on climate change. Going to say sorry to the Aboriginals. That was it. It was all he ran on. That's what Albanese, I think, has picked up on. When Labor's successful, they're just sitting there saying, we can just manage things for you better.
Yeah. It's hard to object that too. Like, what? A better system? Like, how the fuck?
You will see a lot of cunts on Reddit being like, that's why we need a revolution. Oh, yeah, you're really doing it in your little thread with 3,000 people. You're starting it there. People would never leave their house and have agoraphobia.
And also, what is that revolution? Like, we need Medicare to be slightly better. And
second best in the world.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
And we want more lentil as anythings, or whatever it's called.
Pretty much.
But
it's
there
just
already
the
are.
idiots
There's
that don't know
too
what the
many.
fuck they're talking about. It's, look, if you have a Labor Party in government, you will see all of the standards of living go up for everyone. For the rich, for the poor, it all starts moving in that direction. That's what you want. You just want to look. I swear this de-radicalizes people. Look at the graph. When the Liberals are in, everything goes down except corporate profits. When the Labor Party's in, corporate profits go up a little slower, but so does everything else.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, true.
Don't have to
But there's like when are the scheduled when are the elections? When are they
haven't
scheduled
called
to
it.
be? 2021
Word
or
has it on the
2022?
street that as soon as Scott Morrison releases the vaccine, boom, election.
But there's a long time for that. Because even I wanted to talk
decides
about
that?
this. Like, he really fucked up the whole vaccine thing as well.
He fucked up
It gets
COVID.
no press. But you know, like,
In fact, actually, guys, if you can just help me out in the comments here, if you know of any good sources to read, and I know this is going to be like, you should listen to this ABC podcast. I won't be doing that. But if you know of any good articles, I've probably already read them, but I'm working currently on a long video just outlining how much Scott Morrison fucked up Corona. Because the counter-narrative at least needs to be there for the history records. That not just this whitewash that happened in the press, that everything that he did of, we're keeping the borders closed. ScoMo stays tough on borders. Yeah, go ScoMo. No, actually, we're going to shut them down now. Oh, Scott Morrison, a wise sage indeed. Everything that he did.
I saw a meme actually while looking through the meme reviews. I don't think it's not part of the ones that we're gonna watch, but it was all like Daniel Andrews, Scott Morrison, Gladys, like part of a university group project, and Scott Morrison was the one that like doesn't show up until the last day. That's basically been his coronavirus strategy. It's all been the states, and the one
And you know the
responsibility
national
he
cabinet?
had was the vaccine procurement. He fucked it up. He
But
bet
just on that note, before you go into it, during the national cabinet that he created so he could take credit for the things that the states were doing, so he could just come out there with a joint announcement going, yeah, the federal government agrees with this. Even the Liberal premiers, this is all off record, but this is what I've heard from people that were there. They were saying that the premiers basically just gave him a vote of no confidence. They were saying, fuck off. Yeah, you can take credit if you want, but can you just go sit in the sidelines and we'll handle everything? And this was even Liberal premiers. Everyone was saying, you are doing a shit job. And he's like, yeah, all right, well, give me more opportunities to take selfies. And he just left.
He's brought nothing to the table.
Yeah.
What has he done?
Nothing.
It's-
You know what he's done? He's given us $1 trillion. Sorry, I'm doing the Albo
Yeah,
thing because
wrong
we're just so
voice, wrong
obsessed. But no,
voice.
but this is his point. It's just like, he's giving us $1 trillion of debt and nothing to show for it, which is insane.
Is that
more,
true?
way more debt than this nation has ever taken on. Before that, they gave us way more debt than this nation's ever taken on for nothing.
What are they buying?
But now, like, it's the whole point that Albanese was saying, golden opportunity to reinvent the economy. Instead of what they did, Labor's policy was to use the crisis to invest a lot of money into social housing. So you're building a bunch of new housing commission because there's a big homeless crisis in Australia that no one talks about, so these people have homes. And in the meantime, you're employing a bunch of tradies and suppliers that do it. So that's just a very quick injection into the economy. That's what Kevin Rudd did with the disastrous school hall scandal. It wasn't disastrous at all. But that's what they were trying to do, is just get repairs on homes because it's a quick way to inject money into the economy and keep jobs flowing. Especially in Australia, where everyone's either a tradie or they work for Optus. You know, that's their jobs. And so
And buskers. Let's not forget the most important.
the unsung hero.
Buskers, that's not a job.
You guys bring flavor to
I'm not a
society.
fucking busker. Get your hands off me.
He just dresses like a busker. Sorry.
That's right.
And yeah, so he was saying that you do that into social housing. What was Scott Morrison's alternative to that? He came up with the worst disguised cash handout to your voter base I've ever seen in my life. Like the worst pork barreling. He was saying that it was going to create 140,000 jobs. Didn't even reach 10,000. It was so poorly targeted, but all it was just money for tradies that already have fucking houses to do up their property investment houses a little more that are already mad. That's what their version of social housing was. And it did nothing for the economy. Most tradies didn't even take it up because they're like, but my house is mad anyway. And so I kind of just sat around, didn't inject money into the economy. As a result of that, you see all of the countries that were following Kevin Rudd's stimulus package, you see them all rebounding now. They're all having stellar returns as soon as the economy started moving up. Oh, man, most of Europe, even the ones that are fucked by COVID, just looked at it. France pretty much just copied verbatim what Kevin Rudd did. New Zealand did exactly the same thing. A lot of Asian nations, as we were saying before, it was the gold standard in the global financial crisis. Here it was just crucified as insane. But everywhere else in the world, it was like Kevin Rudd knew what was up.
Damn.
And they're all following it now. Scott Morrison did the exact opposite of what Kevin Rudd did, and that's the result of it. Usually when you have a crisis and you're injecting $1 trillion into the economy, you should be seeing booms in the economy. We're seeing a recession. Shouldn't happen.
We're still in a recession, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. There hasn't been
Just wanna see
much
what
for
people's
him
thoughts
to
are, yeah.
show for.
Sorry?
There isn't like a lot. Scott Morrison gets a lot of credit for keeping Australia stable during this coronavirus thing, but I don't think he had a lot to do with this.
No, he
shit.
didn't. It was like he just took it from the unions. Apparently that's what happened.
Most of the states handled it. Apparently, so did you know? Here's the other thing. This is like his fucking obsession with neoliberal policy. Do you know that? So we were supposed to procure vaccines, right? And because there's such an incredible demand for them, you had to do them last year for it to be available around March. Scott Morrison bought most of the vaccines from that Oxford Zeneca strain, which is the cheaper one.
The English one, right?
The English one. So like that's $3 or $4 a shot as opposed to the US one, which is like $25 or something.
The US one's more effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like we bought 50 million of these Oxford ones, which are apparently only 60% effective. And that's after 2 shots.
No.
And it was clearly, this is a massive fuck up.
Yeah, that's a
because
fuck
now
up.
if we like order more of the better vaccines, it's going to take
that money.
Well, not only have we lost the money, but we've lost time because every country in the world is ordering these vaccines. So you got to get back in the queue now.
Yeah, no problems with
I understand how it wouldn't necessarily only be Scott Morrison's fault.
No, it does not have my vote. Believe me.
But there were a lot of apparently he did them because they were cheaper. He was just like, yeah,
I
cheap.
feel like he doesn't even have policies. I feel like he just blindly sort of is just like blindly like, you know, just like throwing darts. That's
No,
what
he
it's-
doesn't. I've been talking to journalists that have been covering prime ministers since Fraser. Everyone's of the same opinion. Well, the 2 that I talk to. But I'm sure the ones that are just the little seagulls that he feeds every day, they love him. But journalists with integrity, people that work for Michael West and whatnot,
Yeah.
he's been covering them since Fraser. They said that Scott Morrison is in a class of his own in terms of bad. And I always got that from him. And in fact, it was one of Christo's friends that pointed it out. He's just shit. Don't you reckon you look at him and you think, you're a shit cunt? With Malcolm Turnbull, there was something impressive about him that you were like, wow, you are pretty much just an aristocrat lifted from the 1800s.
Yeah.
You should be running the Liberal Party.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And he
was
kind of
made
just
for
looked
you.
impressive at like, I'm sort of a DILF. That wasn't bad.
That's true. At least
Tony
yeah.
Abbott, a man of convictions. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I stand by it, and everybody that I talk to who is a journalist, they say, yeah, I don't agree with the guy, but he knows how to get the party started, he's a good dude, and he has a sense of civic duty.
Yeah.
Obviously, Malcolm Turnbull didn't, because he just walked in and said, well, I ran a bank so I can run a country. But
At least Abbott held a hose.
Yeah. At least Abbott held a hose.
I mean, he fought
And
fires.
he
for
held
fuck's
many a hose too.
What
Another.
are you suggesting that he's secretly gay? Is that
No,
what-
hose. I mean,
That's what I got
prostitute.
from that too.
Come on, as if Tony Abbott. I don't know.
Oh, hose.
Hose.
That was actually a much better play on words than I was expecting. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I don't think so though.
Come on, as if Tony Abbott.
Oh,
he
maybe,
seems
I
like
don't
a-
know.
I'm
at
pretty
some
sure that he
point-
was having an affair when he was prime minister.
Oh, okay.
Well, he
my
was. Isn't that like open now with
well,
the Sky
it's
News
open
shit?
but not confirmed, just kind of like Alan Jones.
It's open.
Yeah,
like you
right.
can see it on
He
their
was.
face. You can still see a little bit of dick marks
But
on her
having
face.
said that, wouldn't you?
Jesus.
Sorry,
New
that was
poll.
too much.
Would you go Credlin? I'm saying yeah, I'd do it.
I
go for
forget
it.
who
Nah,
that
you
is.
can't.
You wouldn't?
So nah,
What?
she looks like Batman. It'll be like fucking Bruce Wayne.
What?
Yeah, that jaw.
That is not who I would have thought of.
That jaw.
I don't know.
Is
I don't
like
know what she
real
looks like.
Batman.
But I'm just gonna say no as well.
My nickname for her is the Scream, but yeah, look, I'm always very impressed by 50-year-olds that don't look like they're 50. Just for that, I'll give them one. Man, woman,
She's
even though I'm
50.
heterosexual, I'll give Tony one for that.
She's 50.
What?
She's 50.
She must be.
She doesn't look a day over 43, so that is
We're
impressive.
not at the up late Twitch. We're not on the
Anyways,
up late.
should we move on to our first ever meme review
I
section?
want to do that.
Yes, we should, but I just have a quick question about content. Do you think that this is a good idea? We're going to start a series just called The Adventures of Albo. Do you think it's good to start off, and let me know, with a video where Albo's in a Rabbitohs jersey. He's walking around his tough, mean streets of Glebe. And he gets mugged.
He lives.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. And pretty much the structure that we've got so far is, give me your wallet. Yeah, okay, mate, no worries. I'll just chalk that down for JobKeeper. And your passport. I wouldn't be needing that these days. Going through all of it.
Fine.
And then finally, he says, just giving it all away, being really nice about it. Then he says, and give me that Rabbitohs jersey too. Beg your pardon, cunt? Do you think that'll work? What's everyone's comments about
I
that? We
think it
really
works.
need to start putting him into the zeitgeist as a meme.
Courtney
I
says
agree.
get
I
him
agree.
He
mugged
needs to
by-
become a meme.
Yeah, he does. He does. Everyone else is at a shot.
This sounds awesome. Credlin is Grinch. Get him mugged by a Cole Fitzgibbon. Both parties. Look, it's good. It's good. People
like it.
People
All
are
right.
liking it.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. We have enough yeses now.
Everyone's into
The
it.
yeses have it. There is no.
Hell yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to our first meme review segment ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. That is a meme.
Oh, and
am I
if
gonna-
you are, if you enjoy us looking at memes that you look at and having exactly the same response that you do, huh, that's funny. You like that? So do we. So make sure that you give us more. Send them to Ali's
Instagram.
Proton Mail or whatever. His Instagram. That's right, because he wants
More followers.
female followers
Oh,
on it.
female.
Yes, you
Followers.
do. Those are the only ones you
Just
accept.
followers. Jeez.
Sometimes because you really have, I don't know why, but you have such a bad perception of that.
on there.
No, that is not true. That is not. Please do not get me in trouble. No female followers. Any followers.
Rare.
Which was probably the worst strategy because like Instagram format is really difficult to do this.
It shouldn't be called Ali's Instagram account. It should be called Ali's Harem.
It is not.
I swear he doesn't have any men there, except for he'll go through it every now and then and be like, hang on, that's a guy that has Jimbo Jones hair. Fuck.
All right. Come on. Let me put this up. One second.
So are we
Well,
watching
that
on- are
needs
we
to be
watching on
a
your phone,
lot
dude?
bigger than I thought. And can my head not be cut out? Is that possible? We do need to sell this as an image, Ali.
Wait a sec, Ali. Can you get me on your phone so we can watch it, or
Wait 1 second.
we're live here?
What do you expect for
Oh, it just keeps playing. 1 sec. Sorry.
We'll do it live. Wait.
Can
It's
anyone?
online.
This is so sad. Can anybody out there help Ali out?
All right. Wait, whenever you guys are ready.
Here, don't you need the phone on?
Yeah. Well, you guys need.
It's
It.
on
I'm live.
Press the play.
Here's the first one.
Yeah, Muslim, you go next.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Okay, first.
I do really like this meme format. Huge fan of King of the Hill, and I do like the fact that Bobby looks like a fat 40-year-old, because that is what a lot of Texan kids look like. It's awesome.
Lip syncing to
Lip syncing to music is not a talent. All the TikTok heads.
Yeah, and then what does it say?
If those kids could read, they'd be very upset. Fair. I'm calling it now. It didn't make me laugh, but it did make me think.
I'm too stupid
about
to
this
get that one.
world that was being created in this new digital era.
Very scary.
Very troubling. This should just be on Stand Up Australia, ACT.
No, what's that show?
But they would sit every single person on Stand Up Australia, what the fuck's TikTok?
What's this? What's that show the girl did from Crikey? It was like the Shattered or something.
The Struggle.
This is like the Struggle.
No, it's not like the Struggle. It's incisive.
Okay.
All right, tell me when you go. Move on to the next
Let's
one.
move on to the next.
Next one.
Wow, so it's on there
getting
for a
this
long time.
slowly. Yeah.
Here we go.
Hotel room 332. Enjoy your stay.
Well, you're going to have to read it out because
Oh,
this is
sorry,
just
sorry,
been
sorry.
cut.
Can you do the-
And I am going to have to understand how smartphones work. So we're all learning here.
It's online. Yeah. Sorry, you read them out. Sorry. My bad.
Hotel, room 332, enjoy your stay. Dad, I assume the porn is disabled. Hotel, no, it's only regular porn, you sick fuck.
I like that. That's good. I like
Hey,
that.
this is just Mad Magazine, but no one's getting paid to make these.
Yeah, well, that's what memes are. I think you just nailed memes.
Mad Magazine for free.
Mad Maga memes.
Well, there's only one word for that. Mad.
Matt. All right, tell me when you're on the next one.
All right, we're just playing the video. God, we are boomers. There it is. Yep.
There has to be a better way of doing this.
I can read. I
It
can read.
really
this one.
does.
Her.
Hold up.
It's all right. We're just going with the flow.
All right.
Her. My panties are really hard to get into. Her panties.
Sorry, 1 second.
You know what else?
White
I do
House.
like the addition of the fact that Miss Love reading it out sounds like an Australian Bill Burr reading. It's always just like, Dear Bill Burr. Oh, fuck, that's my name. I'm fucking sick of people saying I can't read. I fucking know.
Dude, this one's my favorite so far. That's really
Are you
funny.
on to the next one? Okay.
No, yeah.
This one's your favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite so far. That's really funny.
How many of those troll faces out of 10 do you give it?
What troll? Oh, what
My face, pretty much. Somebody
Yeah,
just
yeah.
drew my face and put it out there. And I still want royalties for that.
I give it like an 8. That's really funny.
Oh, that's a very high mark.
I give it an 8, dude. What'd you give
But
it?
Miss is a very easy scorer when
Yeah,
it comes
Miss
to
is
memes.
super easy.
I am.
Doesn't count with Miss.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're right. All
I
right,
do
so what
like
do you give it?
Ali's memes. He always sends me.
Let's start rating these.
They're not even memes. It's just photos of POV cunts from Pakistan.
Yeah. And mine are just
I do like that.
exclusively Simpsons memes, aren't they?
And I'm fans of both equally.
Yeah.
All right, have you moved on to the next one?
We'll just let it load. Wait. We're good. Oh, it's a video?
No, but there will be a video.
Okay. It's online. All right. Is this it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I won't get this one. Tito.
You should get
Tata,
this one.
tata,
In fact,
mama.
don't you have that as a blanket, that little bear?
Pretty much. Mama, Tata, Tito. So it's mum, dad, and then Tito at the top. Is that insinuating that Tito is more important than those two?
Yes.
1 out of 10. Very troubling.
This was.
And I give it a solid 10.
I know. This was specifically sent for Jordan, and I wanted to include it because even though it's shit, it's something that Jordan would pay.
And I don't even think that it is a meme. Isn't that just a book?
I think it is. Yeah.
Ali, what's your view on Tito? What would you give this out of troll faces?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
I like Tito.
Thank you. Finally. Somebody talking common sense about political issues that don't affect anyone in Australia from 30 years ago.
Okay, this one you're gonna have to zoom in.
Well, this is going to take a long time to decipher, and I'm very glad that you knew your reading comprehension skills and sent it over to me.
Dude, there's no way I was
You've
gonna try
seen this
that.
one
Move it
before.
away from the somewhat illiterate guy to the man with one eye that also, because of that, is somewhat illiterate. And keep it,
fucked.
for the love of God, keep it away from the guy with glasses.
Increase the size for our audience to one.
Dude, let's just smash it out. Go, Jordan. You 1-2 punch this one. Just go. Roll them off. Who's the nerd? What's the nerd guy saying?
Okay, the Virgin Millennial Friendlyjordies viewer, and I'm already on board. I do think that.
So I think this is how the science works. If there's more mega...
Such a bad generation. So, sorry, let's get on with it. Hung up on nostalgia for shit things. I mean, it's pretty fair. Remember Dragon Ball Z? But actually, fuck off. Dragon Ball Z.
I'm in that catalogue, but yeah, go on.
All right, what about this, though? Remember Dragon Ball GT? No, because it was on toasted TV. It didn't have Jaden Ryan.
GT sucked.
And here we are, just proving our generation points. Remember, come on. Jaden Ryan, greatest Australians there are.
Absolutely.
Even better than Bert Newton.
Absolutely.
Low-key depressed, just wishes he was back in high school when Kevin Rudd was PM and when he was actually optimistic about the future, which I think is a big reason that we like him.
This is
because
us.
that is the whole reason I was scared in front of Kevin Rudd when I interviewed him for the first time.
This is us.
Sitting there
This is
thinking,
us.
oh, fuck, you're on Hamish and Andy.
Rove.
Whoever made this is on point. Ask Miss Love obscure questions on the podcast. It's a bit cut off for us. Ask Miss Love obscure questions about music on the podcast. Yes, that is exactly like the reason that Sam Harris and Jordan Peterson got rid of their Q&A at the end of their talks, because everyone would sit there going, oh, what's your opinion on Chopin? And 97% of the audience doesn't care. Do you remember Pokemon? Do you remember Cheese TV? It's the same point. It's getting a bit grating now that you know us so well.
Yeah. Jesus.
I like Jordan, but not sure about his take.
The take.
If I could erase one word from the English language,
take.
our generation has ruined that word.
Yeah.
On China. Thank you. I knew I wasn't crazy.
That's that.
Somebody finally gets it. That Mao is the greatest leader of all time. Don't take that out of context, AUWU, Panthera.
Wrong. I'm not backing that.
You're right, Tito.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Nah, but yeah, like, we're just having a laugh here, aren't we? Jaden Ryan
I
are
like
better.
some of our fans that point out the hot takes. They say, AUWU, do not clip 1451, brackets, Panthera.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we're just going to chuck that in there, don't we?
Works in IT. Jesus, they're just describing someone that used to work for us, aren't they? The Chad Gen Z Friendlyjordies viewer makes memes Jordan doesn't understand but laughs at. Anyway, well, isn't that exactly what's happening right now?
In real time.
Realise that Labor will never win early on in life. Doesn't give a fuck. That's why he's focused on going to the gym. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, kids. The entire channel's a ruse. Barely remembers the last Labor federal government.
I've seen this one. I'm just realising. I've seen this one before. It's
Well,
good.
that is pretty much Christo. The only reason he remembers Kevin Rudd is because he went to his house once and said, "How you going there, mate? Are you playing with a truck?" Yes. I think that's the only reason he likes the Labor Party. Pretty much the only
So-
memory that I have of my mum, John Howard, winning the election and then pointing to him and going, "See that, Jordan? That's a bad man." And that explains the next 30 years.
Yeah, that explains mine, where my mum was like, very good, man, this one. You know?
Yeah. Barely remembers the last. Oh, yeah. Fuck the Greens and the US Empire. Glory to the CCP. And that's why the Gen Z is a Chad.
Jesus, glory.
How on board are you with it? Miss, are you on that train?
No, look, I would like to pick in. This is what I would do. I'm basically the first sad guy, and then I'm on board with like everything up until glory to the CCP.
All right. So he's off board, one word.
Yeah.
Ali, are you on that train?
I often wear a shirt that says "Glory to the CCP."
Damn, I can't believe you can get away with
Fuck
that.
the trend. Oh, no, we've lost it again.
Ah, for fuck. We are the first person. Look at us. Oh, we got locked out again. Oh, John Lane.
And yeah, finally, cringes at Jordan's TikToks. Fuck off, they're mad.
You haven't done
No,
one.
I hate this meme now, 1 out of 10.
For a second.
But I think you are right.
TikTok? Hey,
We
dude,
got to start doing it. And
dude,
also,
dude.
do you think that this would get more views? Sorry that we just keep using you as a focus group now in the podcast. You're really just watching Danos Direct for me. But I would like to ask you, do you think that doing a daily update on TikTok of 15 seconds, say that Scott Morrison is making headlines, just a 15-second TikTok impersonating him, and then a 15-second TikTok impersonating Albo when he makes the headlines?
I think
That's going to be some way to get growth. I don't know how to get growth on that shit.
Dude, definitely.
You know why? You know why my TikToks suck? Because I know how to read a book. That's the only problem with Gen Z. It's just you sit there, you watch people like me that read books, and you pick all the fruits and you study none of the roots. Other than that, you're a golden generation. Let's move on to the next.
Why go for steak when you why go for steak when you why go for burger when you can get steak? Go to the Forest Hole TikTok.
So I think this is how the science works. If there's more megawatts in your food,
Really badly filming a number plate and then being like, yeah. And I was like, do you know how to zoom? You're like, yeah, I know how to zoom. And you do not know how to zoom. And then you're going, yeah, it said, yes, man. No. I uploaded that. And it got like 3,000 views or something, which is huge for me.
Just say that Miss Love's phone is not a smartphone. It is an intellectually disabled phone due to accidents.
It is.
It has a handicap.
It does.
You can't film this way, so you have to film this way. And he's sitting there saying, I don't know how to zoom in. I technically do. It probably would have been shitter this way, but we'll never know.
Hey, it's creative.
All right. Move on to the next one.
Sorry. Let's do the next one.
so I think this is how the science works. If there's more megawatts in your food, then that means that there's more energy for your body.
Your body's energy intake isn't measured in megawatts, it's measured in kilojoules, okay? Your information is faulty, man.
Can you let me in on the joke instead of the joke being, oh, he doesn't get it. Oh.
I think that's the joke.
No, the joke is-
just there's one thing that
I
I
can
don't like
explain
about
it.
18-year-old. Go.
What do you mean? So the joke is someone is trying to impersonate you, and because you got one detail wrong, the energy of humans are measured in kilojoules, and you used a different unit system. That's it. It's just a nerd joke.
That's my voice.
That sucks.
No,
That's my voice for the people.
Well, the first one was your voice, but I think the second one was someone trying to impersonate you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was someone impersonating you. They
listen
did
to it
pretty
again.
well.
Listen to it
That
again.
was impressive.
Do you want to do it again?
No, that's all right. I think we've seen enough of Pickle Rick.
Yeah. I give that 0 out of 10. Like,
What does that mean?
okay,
Next one. Ready?
you read. I got-
You should have known that we wouldn't understand. Yes. And remixing Kanye, you gotta love that. Isn't that all? Oh, great. Thank you so much for somebody making that song listenable.
Dude, this is a 10 out of 10. The content.
Yeah, finally.
Dude, and it's actually accurate too. It's just like Illuminati, like really, really, really intense information. Like I love, bravo to whoever made that. Bravo, that was incredible.
I was
What a
supposed
way
to
to
do-
finish it. Well done.
Incredible. Finish on a high.
I was supposed to do shout outs, but I don't remember anyone's name.
Well, that's the same as the channel. That's the only run through between the channel and the podcast.
And new poll, Ali, stop. Okay, look, sorry guys. I understand how this might not have been the best way to do review memes.
Alice.
But if you've got a better suggestion, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah,
because
and
we
also-
would really like to continue this as it is a cheap,
liked
easy
it.
way to
Because-
get people
okay,
to click on these videos.
Poll ended. Ali, stop. Yes, 94%.
No, I disagree. That was
Oh, maybe the voice was too high. Sorry, my bad.
Right.
right. Too loud. Yeah.
loud.
Well,
Well, let's be honest, that's never going to change. That
Yeah.
will always be a pervasive
is-
thing. But if we can do that, but also if you can send us videos in the future and tutor Ali on how to do that in a non-Pakistani way,
Stop.
that would be
What is
really...
Pakistani about it? I think I said the
What
volume.
wasn't
too high.
Pakistani about that? What isn't Pakistani about this entire setup? Let's look at it. The flag, that's it. And even then, barely. They're still pretty British.
All right,
but-
this was pretty bad. I understand meme reviews.
I liked it.
But
Guys,
in true
chill out.
Ali
You did
style,
well, man.
6
I
months
liked
from
it.
now, it'll be 10% better. Let's see through with this.
Exactly.
But if you can in the future, yes, I do really like people paying me out in meme form. That never hurts the ego at all. That's great. But the other thing that we would really like is for you to just give us comments that we can then upload. Just like Joe Rogan has that little green box in the corner going, North Sentinelese. Those guys look dope.
You want to
I
move
don't want
more
to get into an
towards-
MMA fight with them.
Yeah,
Look at
more
how
towards
packed their
Rogan.
muscles are. Yeah. So we want a bunch of videos and memes that are up to date, if you will.
That's a good idea. I like that, actually. It's kind of fun. It's a bit of fun. That was good. I really like that last one. That
Also,
was
get
so
used to it. That is going to be half the podcast from now on. And we're cutting out Ali's insightful commentary just to make room for it.
I mean, we are on Twitch. We should have been doing this a long time ago.
Yes.
Everyone
I think
does
this was
it.
You
this
should have
meme review
understood
was-
what Twitch was. That would have been a good start.
Hey, you're not doing it either. You're the one sitting
Hey,
here
he's
talking
drinking
about...
Soda Stream. He's figured it out.
That's true. But isn't it pathetic that I'm at that age?
What?
I never thought it'd happen. Where I wasn't down with the youth. But it was my niece at Christmas just setting me aside and going, let me just teach you about the platform that you use for a living. Amazing. But shout out Matilda. Thank you so much for giving me these updates, as the kids call them, with a Z at the end. It has helped a lot, as you can plainly see from my video recently bombing. But in general, it's been doing pretty good. I really appreciate it. And I think that's what we're going to be doing. It's just moving away from politics and
reviews.
moving into YouTube drama
I
of
think
men
that's
that
fun.
wear makeup.
I think
Finally,
that's fun.
yay!
Hey,
Are you
shout
into
out-
No, Politics is also important. It's a mixed bag. You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to
I don't think it
Triple
is.
R for our interview today. We love you guys. To Triple R, Gladesville. But yeah,
And
I feel
I
like
also have to point this out about the Triple R Gladesville thing. Used to do it there, boys.
that's so cool.
Just understand, Triple R was the nicest community radio station
that
I
true?
went to. All the other ones kicked me out.
That's so cool.
And you know what I think it is? I truly think this. I think that it was small egos because let's be honest, the people that are heading community radio stations are bad at their job. Otherwise, they would be in government or commercial radio. And so then they just get somebody who can go on the microphone and say, "You're listening to Triple R. That was clearly," and then they just
we love you. Yeah. Well,
they can't dig that, and then they always just go around the point of, "We're not keeping you on." Why? Because you didn't put 30% of your broadcast about doing African techno remixes.
about you didn't play Kelly Clarkson enough. We played her for 60%, precisely.
Yeah. What do you think this is? Commercial radio?
Yeah, we have our own quotas to fill, and that quota is Kelly Clarkson.
But I do respect people that
2021.
are able to walk both of those lines.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at it. Ali's very good at it. Ali would be awesome in an Middle Eastern medieval court as one of those advisors.
Sharia court.
that sits
Sharia
there.
court.
Probably. It would
that
have
a
been,
Sharia
wouldn't it?
court?
It would have been Sharia.
Dude, the type of personality, it doesn't matter. Whatever kind of court, I just fit in.
Right.
I reckon he'd be awesome in it. He would definitely be one of those chief advisors sitting there going, "Yeah, dude, I don't know. Do what you want. Do you want to do some gardening, man? That's fine. You want some shisha?" He'd be sick at it.
Do you want to get home, man? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I do.
Because I am. Sorry. I said I want to.
I'm trying to communicate with the gods.
We're in the Middle East. It's a given.
I think he would be an amazing, I don't know, what do they call it again? Courtier? Those people that kind of just do
Gautier.
fuck all. They're sort of part of the aristocracy. They just hang there.
Advisors.
Gautier?
No, there was a name for it. Gautier.
Gautier.
Courtesans were whores, right?
The Middle East is one of those big, like, flowing,
Yeah.
whatever they
You
are.
didn't
things.
have to cut my head off.
Took the bad Sharia and the turning like the Sharia was nothing.
Jordan, I want to hear another segment, which I think I want to hear more about it. When I walked in, you said you wanted to talk about Armenia-Azerbaijan.
Yeah, there's a subject.
I've got to admit one thing. I don't know a lot about it.
Neither do I. I was hoping you did.
bullshit.
I know
You
a little bit
heaps
about it, but tell me more.
Well,
that's
can
not-
we get something up? Because I'm giving you a preview to a video that's coming out in a couple of weeks. He's dropping so many dimes
Are
on
you
this.
sure you want to give this preview though?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Because you need to see this.
Is this, by the way, a racy take? Like, what's the narrative? Let's
I
start
don't
with the
have
narrative.
enough knowledge to even have a racy insert the word that must not be named.
Thank
Thank you very much for that, but I will admit that the top 40 sound effects did help.
It is a fucked word, isn't it? Bad.
Bad
Bad. Bad.
Have you ever noticed that anyone that says that is a dumb fuck and always has bad takes themselves?
That's a shin in 21, having a bad opinion.
What does that mean? Like your opinion is not congruent to mine.
Pretty much, that's all it means. Oh, no, it's not even that. It's
I
your
disagree
opinion
with you.
is not congruent to the overall narrative. That's what it is.
There you go.
What?
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
I don't know much about the Armenia-Azerbaijani conflict, but I've been looking into it a bit for a video that's coming out soon. Fuck. It's not a war. It's a goddamn extermination. That's what I'll give you a little summary before we get to that. But Armenia is backed by the Israelis because they exchange gas for weapons.
Wait, you mean Azerbaijan is backed by the Israelis?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Azerbaijan is.
Good.
Armenia is backed by Putin sometimes when he feels like it.
Yeah, because this was my understanding. I thought there was like a Cold War between Turkey and Russia, and Turkey was supporting Azerbaijan and Russia was supporting Armenia.
Yes,
that makes sense.
But they're all on the same team when it comes to this geopolitics because, from my understanding, Israel and the US want the gas reserves from Azerbaijan. And this is the whole thing. Everybody always talking about how much of a bad place Turkmenistan is because they saw the John Oliver interview. I'm saying it now. There is very little that I like about that whole Reddity American crowd that do YouTube and have less followers than Miss Love, right? But
Killing two birds with one stone, getting my point across and paying out Miss Love.
I'm taking it. I don't deserve any less, master. Here.
Let's just remember this. You were my landlord. There's some justice in the world.
I'll answer that the only way, the most appropriate way I know how. Say king.
What does that mean?
That'll make sense in a
It'll
second.
make sense.
But Turkmenistan, if you look at it, because you'll see this John Oliver is nothing but a CIA spook. You'll never guess that I'll have that opinion on world politics. Somebody is working for the CIA. But I swear, or maybe the MI6 because he got a British accent. I don't know. But
It could be Interpol. Let's not lock them all out.
That could genuinely be a thing. Maybe like CIA just like leak him information. It was like, how about you do something on this
well,
particular issue?
his opinions when it comes to global politics match up entirely
Verbatim.
with what the US empire would want them to be. But he adds, just a little bit of nuance here and there, but not really. Just says, now, to be fair, when he's not being fair.
I guess.
And, of course, every single joke involves a dog playing a piano. But, sorry, I can't. He's just a very poor taker of the mantle from Jon Stewart.
Yeah, he's not.
Really
But is he
is.
still as big as he used to be?
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, he still gets 10 million views when he's doing a little Skype update that everybody does now in the days of Corona, fake virus.
China virus.
But
Miss
look,
Love's opinion, not the
like
brands.
when you see his views on Turkmenistan, it's just look. Yes, they have an eccentric billionaire that's corrupt as the leader, but he also has markedly improved the living standards of everyone in that country. You can see it. Again, it's just graphs don't lie. You can see that the quality of life is going up. I've been there. Look, in Australia, not every homeless person has access to a house.
Are you talking
In
about
Australia,
Turkmenistan
cleaners
again?
aren't living in really pimp apartments. Yes, they have gas, but we've got everything. We have gas, we have coal, we have oil, we have solar. There's
Eddie
no
Maguire.
excuse. We've got Eddie Maguire.
It took you
Turkmenistan doesn't have that.
4 minutes to revert back to Turkmenistan. We get it. it's kind of cool. Like, let's move on.
But I was just saying,
from
it's
that
just
fucking country.
Sorry, but
No,
I'm just saying,
but he's giving. There's a context to that.
It's
Sorry,
it's just
you're
like,
right.
It's the bane of my life. It's like, there's white buildings. Yes, I know. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Jesus, I'm so much more autistic than
Wait, so
you.
why
There's
is Azerbaijan
so much more.
bad compared
It's
to?
clean and there's not many people there, and it's symmetrical. I want to live there.
Why is Azerbaijan bad compared to Armenia? What's the beef?
So look, on the other side of the Caspian, because you will see this, you will see them constantly disparaging Turkmenistan. Why? Because it's neutral. Azerbaijan is not neutral. And it has exclusive contracts with its gas that it won't just be selling it to the highest bidder of the day. It'll be selling it to Israel. That'll be its first go-to stop. And them, as a result, are given all of these modern military weapons. And it's so scary because it's modern military weapons without the checks and balances of nuclear weapons between the two. So it's just like a tribal war that's been happening for thousands of years, or at least hundreds.
Apparently, Azerbaijan swallowed a huge chunk of Armenia's land like last month.
Yes.
Like they took it and they're saying it's theirs. And Armenia is apparently so weak that they're like,
it's-
well, what can we
It's
do?
one of those things where it's like quote unquote contested. It's kind of like the
Well,
Israel-Palestine.
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
I
but
understand
it's-
it's contested, but
look.
like I don't think that bit is contested. Like
No.
there was a bit of a war and there was a ceasefire. Azerbaijan kind of won.
But
Yeah.
the whole reason that it's there is because Azerbaijan just has this border that they say, well, this like arbitrary line exists and it's in here, so it's ours. That's their claim to it. Armenia's claim is, yeah, but it's filled with medieval churches and you fucks are Muslim. So it's clearly like the Armenians have been living here for centuries, if not millennia. And what, 90% of the population or something is Armenian? It's probably not that, but a clear majority are Armenian. And they voted after the Soviet Union collapsed to stay as part of Armenia. But that's the whole thing now. It's just the arms race, because they started selling their gas to Israel and the US, has just gone one-sided.
Armenia doesn't
completely.
have any gas, I'm guessing.
I don't know if they do or don't. All I know is when you look at the comparison between the two militaries combined, which I think was a Pakistani guy going, hello, thank you for watching this video. This has the same introduction as every tech advice video you'll ever look up, but instead it has heaps of pictures of cunts getting bombed.
Also,
Hey, that's Holsworthy line. Fuck off.
there was a lot of love from Pakistan.
Yeah, because dude,
You have to explain this part, Ali. This is where you come
Because
in,
this
but I
is-
just have to explain that all the cunts that are giving love from Pakistan have that same picture, and you need to explain the logic behind this first, of them in a suit staring as if it's like a family portrait with just them. It's like the most formal photo I've ever seen, and every single time, I love Azerbaijan, love from Pakistan. 142 likes.
Yeah, that's like the fucking army division like activating their sleeper stuff to like put out the propaganda.
So who are those guys in the suits? Why are they wearing suits?
Well, maybe they're like part of bureaucracy, but like the official thing is always support Azerbaijan because Pakistan has like few friends. The only like really reliable all-weather friends are China, Turkey, Malaysia. So Turkey, whatever Turkey wants, Pakistan is gonna be on board for, and whatever Pakistan wants, Turkey is gonna be on board for. And Turkey likes Azerbaijan, so by default, it doesn't matter what the facts are. The Pakistan Foreign Service, everyone will just blanketly support Azerbaijan. Not Armenia. Like it's just the official position that they have. That's like expecting America to support a Russian faction. Not gonna happen. Like whatever the facts are, they will support the non-Russian faction.
You know what it reminds me of? The conflict between Armenia and Azerbaijan really is India versus Pakistan minus nukes. It's just, if nuclear weapons didn't exist, Pakistan would be India tomorrow.
that's what like that's what like a lot of
Really?
Yeah, except Pakistan is backing India.
well if it's not like part of India, then it would be like heavily influenced by India. Like it's game over.
Wait, so you're
Yeah.
saying that Pakistan's army is like way more massive than India's? Is that what you're saying?
No, Pakistan's
opposite.
way weaker. Better trained, but weaker.
Oh, so Pakistan has nuclear weapons, and if they didn't,
Yeah.
oh, I got you.
It's less than 1/3 of the Indian army.
Whoa, that's just by sheer numbers, right?
Sheer number.
By war of attrition, it'd be game
I mean,
over.
I think of Azerbaijan and Armenia, that conflict is like Israel-Palestine, and like Armenia is Palestine.
Nah, it's not that cut and dry. I don't know how they've survived for so long because they've got Turkey constantly culling them from one side.
I know, but
you have Azerbaijan killing them from the other. So it's really and weird as well. Like they're Christian in the middle of all these Muslim nations. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I don't know, and I'm really not qualified to talk about this. But then again, what is this podcast other than that?
Well, that entire area used to be Christian. Like after the Ottomans, slowly that area became more and more Muslim, except for like Armenia. Like Turkey itself used to be Christian. It used to be like the center of Christianity. Constantinople, Istanbul was like the Christian city until, the Muslims took over, and then eventually most of the Christians became Muslims.
But how did Armenia just fight the good fight and just be this lone crusader state?
Because like there's a misconception like they were forced to be Muslims. There's a lot of like once the Ottomans came into power, like in order to basically become kind of rich and successful, you had to do it the Ottoman way, and so more and more people started becoming, and also like the
So
Ottomans,
they stuck to their guns. I'm liking Armenia more and more.
They did
seem
still
like
stick to their
really
guns.
principled
In
people.
fact, to the point where like there was a genocide where Turkey wanted to make them Muslims, and then
Armenian
which till this
genocide.
day the Turkish deny.
Yeah, the Armenian.
So
Brazilian.
they really did stick
You know,
to their
Australia
guns.
has
And
recognized
also,
it. Australia's like one of the only countries.
A lot of the countries are now recognizing
the
it.
US
have
has.
recognized it.
it seems to be all the vogue to support Armenia,
Right.
except when you get into real deep state US. But I think even presidents and stuff would come out and say, what's happening in Armenia is very troubling. We're going to continue funding both sides.
That's
that are
exactly
killing."
what happens. That's exactly what happens. Like whatever's happening in Armenia is troubling. We support human rights, but we will continue funding anyone that's fucking them over because they have more power. And we'd rather have a stronger friend than a loser and like a loser friend.
Yeah.
But Australia did early on. Australia recognized the Armenian genocide because
It's a Christian nation standing up for other Christian nations.
No, that's because like Turkey started going rogue. That's the other thing. Like we think like, oh, our country is great. No, it was because like after Erdogan, the West started disliking Turkey a little bit, and they were like, hey, hold on a minute,
just to
didn't you
piss them
commit a
off.
genocide? 10 years later, they conveniently ignored all of that.
I will say this, though, about Azerbaijan, to anybody who is Azerbaijani listening to this. First off, I assume you're hot. But second, you're going to hate this point even more, Miss.
go on.
The capital is really cool.
No, I do hate it more.
What about
How many
Armenia?
white buildings are there?
Yeah, Armenia sucks. It's the same thing as when you go to the border of India and Pakistan, and India's border is mad. They've obviously spent a year's GDP on that one area, and then Pakistan just has a school building, I guess, as its like entry into Pakistan. That is the same thing when you look at the Armenian capital and the Azerbaijani capital. One of them is Bowlin. Can you guess which one?
Yeah. I have seen photos of it. And it's
Do you remember the Pakistani security guards were extremely excited that Jordan, like a white person, was there?
in Pakistan.
Yeah, we went to the parade, right? Because Indian side is just a massive complex. It's a stadium. And our side was really tiny compared to this.
It's you know what it is? It's a rural town's footy field versus like ANZ Stadium.
Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
the difference.
Because they just have so many more fucking people too, and they always come. So when I went there, we were really late. We went there, like the parade had already started. So we go there thinking, oh shit, would we be able to find a seat? And I go up to them and it's like, would we be able to find a seat? They kind of ignore me. And then they look at behind me is Jordan. So they get really excited. Oh shit, there's a white guy. We need to show him off to the Indian. So they're like, you go sit at the front. And I was like, but there's people there. It's like, don't worry. 2 minutes later, there won't be people over there. They randomly.
mad.
And do you know how we
Wait,
said
what was the soccer game?
No.
Their version of soccer.
was
yeah.
it? A camel
Raising
race.
the flag at the end of the day because they have this little border rally, I suppose it is.
Yeah, it's a
of
theater
who can
performance
raise the
almost.
flag
What the
fastest.
hell?
And you know what I got to say? It was the funnest thing I've ever done. It was so
wait
fun.
a sec, wait a
Dude,
sec.
two
Diplomats on either side of the border have been like, quick.
No,
not diplomats. Specially trained soldiers that I imagine get paid heaps.
What
Yeah.
the fuck is that?
And they need to be like really tall. Because
What is this world?
and like pretty much just DJ Khaled there hyping up the crowd.
Are you fucking
was amazing.
serious, dude?
yeah, it's a thing to see. It's like extremely entertaining.
But I think
The
it's
more
all
I
summed
hear
up
the
the fact that when 2 was going there, she was looking all worried and stuff like that. And then the atmosphere is so infectious because it's just that guy sitting there being like, everybody now chant Pakistan, and everyone go Pakistan.
So they're really
goes nuts, and then India's doing exactly the same thing, but they're both just trying to drown each other out, and so everybody's just getting more and more excited. So it's just a Tony Robbins concert in the third world for free.
So they really hate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yes,
more
dude.
of a
They have nukes aimed at each other. They hate each other. Yeah.
Jesus.
More so than Australia and New Zealand.
Would you believe?
Dude, I really wish I went. The more stories I hear, the more I'm like, that is a unique trip.
Yeah, it was amazing. But you saw that, and then 2 just kept getting more and more hyped up, going at the end, just being, yeah, go Pakistan. And she was cheering it on, and she was so excited. Then I turned to Harley, and then Harley turns to me and says, man, this is juvenile.
Dude, I get the feeling, Ali, that a lot of the time there you were embarrassed for your own country.
Well,
I remember
a lot of
I
times, yes.
remember the slow decline into that. Like it was every day that passed, he was just like really excited that 2 of my friends have come over and see my home country. Yeah, okay, that guy is riding a donkey. That's pretty lame. Then we just move on to that. Just kids in hijabs. Yeah, I forgot about how Muslims play. And then it just kept going down and down. And then I remember, like, at the 8th one, there was 2 moments of the man, and then the other man one was just like he was trying to get onto a plane. And then, like, they just decided, we're not going to run the plane anymore. And they were saying, why? And like, nobody knows. Just a mystery. The plane isn't going anymore. And so I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? This fucking country. And they was just like, can we stay here? They're like, no, you can't stay here either. So, okay, so you've cancelled our flight and you're kicking us out for 5 hours. So he takes us to a park. We go into the park. Like everything in Pakistan, it's really dirty, but you have to pay to go into the park anyway. So pretty much only the elite can go into this park anyway.
Okay.
And then Ali turns to me again and goes, man, this country sucks ass. But in fairness, Ali, look, it's all true. But it is all true. It's your country is hilarious, fucked, exciting. It's a different world.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed going there.
Yeah.
As much as Turkmenistan. But that's the whole thing. I like going to fucked places. But
Yeah.
that's your entire shtick.
Yeah, I do
Going to
like
fuck
it.
with-
I
we've
see
got
the appeal. I see the appeal.
We've got some like controversy over here. We're not confirming or denying this, but apparently Bruz supports the genocide.
Azerbaijan.
The Armenian one, yeah.
Oh, really?
Of course he would. Armenia or Azerbaijan?
No, he supports Azerbaijan. He supports like Turkey in the genocide against Armenia.
Yeah, he
Really?
would. He would.
Even though Gladys
Why?
is Armenian by
Is she
blood.
Armenian?
Yeah, I think.
Oh my God, what do you think her take is?
On Armenia. Obviously, she's on Armenia's side.
But that's like strange for like a conservative, quote unquote, right?
No. Because it's Azerbaijan. I didn't even know it fucking existed until a week ago.
Like
and
who-
I visited the country next door to it.
Who would
I mean, I've
ScoMo
heard the
support?
name, but
Who
I've
would-
never looked into
Who would
it.
ScoMo support?
Whatever the US supports, which would be Azerbaijan.
Yeah, well, that's my point.
You know what is really scary? Don't you think that Gladys Berejiklian, even though she'd have family there, if they force her to take a stance, she'd be like, I support Armenia. Then one person would whisper in her ear, I support Azerbaijan.
I hope not. I sincerely
Of
hope
course,
not.
dude.
Do you
She's
reckon?
like she's kind of like legally obliged to do that too. So,
But now, Ali, can you get up a film clip? Because
It has to be
everybody
shown.
that's listening to this, you will
has to
see a preview.
It has to be shown.
if you look at this. But I really need to contrast these two. In fact, can we just contrast all 3 of these clips? Is that all right?
yeah. Wait, do you want me to
Because
put
I
up
just
the
need
clip
to
on
show
it?
you.
You do it live.
You can really see the difference
I
in
can't
the
put it
3.
Oh shit!
I need to like convert it into a different format to be able to put it up on that.
Shucks.
Nuts. If anyone knows how to do it,
Yeah.
I
Maybe
will send
I
you
will,
a
but
treat if you
It
can.
might ruin it, but maybe I can try. Keep talking and I'll
Try,
figure it
yeah.
out.
Well, I
What's your favorite
I
thing
want to
about
just
David
because
Lee?
I
What's the
really
clip?
think
Send me
that
the clip
everything can
first.
be summed up.
What's the clip?
Just write Azerbaijan war song.
No, you watch that one last.
Okay.
Because, this is amazing. This is the first time that Mislav knew anything about geopolitics before I did.
Yeah.
Can you, Ali,
Yeah.
can you guess how Mislav knew about the Armenian conflict before I did?
Guess. You'll get it.
There was a band that it is from
Bingo.
Armenia that sang about it.
Nailed it.
And if System of a Down didn't exist, Mislav would not know that Armenia exists.
Not a clue.
Wait, what's the name of this video that I'm gonna make?
Well,
watch?
look, I just think just show a little bit of Protect the Land by System of a Down, because it does give you. But first of all, just to give you a nice contrast of the region, can you also
Just
look
write
up,
SOAD, you noob.
Don't play that
There
one
it
yet.
is, there it is.
Also, just play Turkmenistan's. Oh, it's working. Wow, look at that.
That's just for us.
Oh, that's fine. Let's look at the audio.
No.
Oh, you just want the audio.
No, you don't want the audio.
Okay.
Well, you can look this all up along with us then,
Yeah,
guys.
you know what?
How does that
How about
sound?
this?
Okay, no,
How about this?
I'll put it up. Don't worry.
You can?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Very cool.
Well, okay, just put that one up, because I really do think that these three sum it up.
Yep.
As with everything in life, I am Scott Morrison, aren't I? But what about the optic? But I do just think that it does. And also just to show you what Turkmenistan's propaganda is, because all of these countries use it, and obviously Armenia, System of a Down.
Oh
is like
shit! Everyone's saying copyright strike. Don't do it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Copyright strike. We might get one.
Don't do System of the Down then, but these ones would not be copyright struck.
Really?
We can just do that. But watch Protect the Land, System of the Down,
Thanks,
because it just gives
Junsa.
you such a good example of what the Armenians are fighting with. It's honestly like the humans in Terminator 1. It's just they have the shittest weapons. It's sad. And then the other one is, just look up Soprano Man Ashgabat. Because I just want to show everybody that, you can just tell, even though they both have regimes are different. As in, all the propaganda, that's the first one, yeah. All the propaganda in Turkmenistan, if you go there, is just pretty much what I say about it every time I'm there. So I'm obviously influenced by it, which is, look at how beautiful this city is. It's such a nice look. That building looks exactly the same as the building opposite it.
God, your worldview's so scary.
Is it scary that I think that that's heaven?
A little bit.
Right.
Not
But then
terrifying.
again, your heaven is Vietnam.
What's scarier? True.
That's a good question.
Well, you're right. My heaven's Vietnam. Like Paris in a jungle. That's Hanoi.
Yeah.
And that's my heaven.
I suppose mine is a lot scarier, because mine is a Russian Soviet hangover dictator's heaven
In a desert.
in a desert.
Yeah.
Let's
I
not
think yours
forget
is
that.
Scarier.
Where he forces officials to plant trees on the weekend. It really is just
That's
me
cool,
in a
though.
nutshell.
It is you. It is you in a nutshell. I understand it. It's just funny and stupid.
And then the other one.
This guy's saying don't play it. Do you think this is
No.
copyrighted?
This is not going to be copyright.
It's not?
No way.
What-
This isn't even allowed out of Turkmenistan.
So they can't copyright it then?
No.
Sick.
Christ, no. And then the other one that's from Azerbaijan, that is not copyright. I know that for a
Okay,
fact.
I'm ready whenever you want to.
Yeah, roll it.
And then
I'm sorry, unless you
also,
wanna-
can you download as well before we play that? Just download, and don't peek ahead. Just watch the contrast, everyone. Download Armenia military pop song. Oh, no, sorry. Azerbaijani military pop song.
Just looks like Is that Turkmenistan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the first one. And the second one.
Dude, I think it looks really ugly.
Get ready for loud.
First one, Jordan.
Yeah, the first one.
Thanks, Ali. You really are a tech god.
Dude, I am not a tech.
No, you are.
This
You're a
is just
god of
pathetic.
tech. No, it's not.
All right. So should we just play the first one then?
Yeah, just play the first one while this one's downloading. Thank you for that.
Make it full screen, they say. Jesus. Settle down. Christ, we're working the best we can.
No, they want full screen.
Well, they'll get with it.
Is it playing? Can everyone hear that? I don't think it is. I think the sound is off, dude.
No, they can hear.
Really?
В каждом снеге жути глянцевых журналов. Город, в котором я живу, молодость Ниагара. Город, который не прощает слабость. Город с видом на горы.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But now,
Ridiculous.
All right, sure. I'll play the.
all right, now get ready for this. You guys ready for watch this? This is a pop song in Azerbaijan. Turn up the volume.
Odlar yurdu doğma diyar Qədim tarix məbədim sən Keşiyində sərkərdən var Günəş kimi əbədisən sən Çox az qalıb zaman çatar Bu dünyada haqq yerin tapar Torpaqların hüdudlarda tonqallar yanar
Qarabağım düşüb qara intiqama çağırır bizi Siz sarılın silahlara qoy məhv olsun düşmənimizi Qarabağım düşüb qara intiqama çağırır bizi Siz sarılın silahlara qoy məhv olsun düşmənin izi
It does.
Ateş, her defa Zafer, zafer Her defa Nifret, nifret, nifret Düşmana Tezin, tezin, tezin Vatana Ateş, 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 ateş Her defa Zafer, zafer Her defa Nifret, nifret, nifret Düşmana Tezin, tezin, tezin Vatana Bu yalanlar devranında neler oldu doğru mekanda Gelebenin ruhu gelsin kahramanlar hiyabanında O için olsun arzu dilek serhetleri keberha edey Her şey için yazsın Karabağ'a biz bir gecedey
Qarabağım düşüb qara intiqama çağırır bizi Siz sarılın silahlara qoy məhv olsun düşməninizi Qarabağım düşüb qara intiqama çağırır bizi Siz sarılın silahlara qoy məhv olsun düşməninizi
You know what they're saying in that apparently?
What? What
The
a song.
longs in it. Yeah, yeah. The chorus apparently is revenge, revenge for whatever the fuck that province is called, Cab Kalash or whatever.
Cap Kalash.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, you look at the translation lyrics for it. It's a very, very thinly veiled extermination song.
Yeah.
They're just basically talking about Armenians like they're cockroaches that need to be wiped off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
That is on their top 40 chart. It's just like, okay, that was Billie Eilish, followed by this guy that looks like a drummer that was at our high school.
Dude, it's really.
Wait, were you showing this to us because you think it's a cool country?
No, I'm sure for the exact opposite reason. I think
Because it has the
Turkmenistan is
opposite
cool
effect
because
on
it
me.
likes buildings.
Yeah.
I think
Because
that
it likes
it's the same.
buildings.
Dude, don't you think the entire world is just... It's actually Ben Shapiro's point on a global stage. It's just like, men either do two things. They either build things or they tear them down.
Damn.
But I think that's the
pretty
whole
epic.
world in a macrocosm.
or
It's
tear 'em
just
down.
some countries build things, other countries tear them down.
Pretty accurate, actually. I mean, yeah.
Fair enough.
More or less.
Do you want to do some final goodbyes? We're kind of running over time.
Oh, we're running over time,
That
are
was
we?
good, though.
Yes, well, I very much appreciated everyone coming here. Make sure that you subscribe to Patreon because we will be talking about more things that pop to our heads at that exact moment. So that's always fun and worth all the money that you put. Is your head a meme or are you actually... No, it's moving. All right, there you go. I miss it. And
Sorry, keep going. I was just watching us.
very much appreciate everybody tuning in. We will see you on the next podcast where Ali will get to the points that he wanted to talk about, which won't be relevant anymore next week. But he will
not
still
necessary.
do it.
Not
Oh,
necessary.
sorry, man. Well, we'll do that on the up late. We'll do that on the up late.
All right, well,
Join
we'll
us.
see you guys for the up late one.
Join us over the firewall. It gets fun.
Forever